Hi there. Today we're going to talk about your equitation class and what the judge is looking for, and we're going to start right now. If this is your first time here and you'd like to improve your riding, win more ribbons at your next horse show, or generally like other horsey related topics, then start right now and subscribe to this channel. Click the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Now let's get started. When you're going into the equitation class, there's three main things the judge wants to see. Number one, the judge wants to see correct takeoff spots. And if you are not taking off at the correct spot, you will not be placing in this class. Number two, all the jumps are left standing. Now sometimes the horse will roll a rail just because it's a little lazy. But oftentimes, if you knock a fence down, that is going to knock you out of the placings. And number three, excellent equitation. You have to have excellent equitation. And the number one thing that the judge is looking for for your equitation is your heels have to be down. Everything has to be nice, but your heels are one of the first things that the judges notice. The takeoff spots. Your performance has to be exact. You have to have the correct takeoff spots for each fence. In the hunter equitation, you have 8 jumps, usually 8 jumps, and for your equitation, you have to hit each jump at the correct takeoff spot. If you're not on the correct takeoff spot, then the judge will not look at your equitation. If you get correctly to each and every fence, then the judge will look at your equitation. So it's number one is getting the performance down, getting to the fences correctly. Before the judge even looks at you, you have to find the jumps. And that means getting the right takeoff spot. Not too close, not too far away, but just right. And I call that the Goldilocks effect. By getting to each and every jump correctly, this shows the judge that you can ride the distance properly. That means you're getting the correct number of strides in between each jump, and you're getting to each jump at the ideal takeoff spot. Not chipping in because you're going too slowly, or not leaving strides out because you're going too quickly or a longer stride. What if you have a knockdown? Usually, a knockdown is a result of your equitation. Your timing is off somewhere, you get a little too close, get a little too far away. If you do have a knockdown, it's usually marked against you on your equitation, and then the judge doesn't look at your riding anymore because you haven't had a knockdown. Have you seen people in equitation class had a rail but still placed? Sometimes it does happen. Put it down in the comments below if you've seen somebody have a rail in an equitation class and still place in the equitation class. Do you think riders who have rails or knockdowns in an equitation class should place in an equitation class? Or do you think that the rail should be overlooked or not considered when they're making the placings? I'd like to know what you think. Put it down in the comments below if you think that rails should not be counted in the equitation class. When I see riders knock a rail down, it's usually because the riders have made an error. They made an error getting too close to the jump, stand off too far from the base of the jump, or they made an error in their striding in between 2 jumps. So for me, when I see that happen, I have to mark them down, and it's usually in the 50s range. So when you're in the equitation class, leave the jumps up. Now that you have gotten into the ring, you've gotten to all your fences properly, and you left all the jumps up, now the judge looks at your equitation. And once you've gotten to all the jumps, left the jumps standing, the judge is going to start studying and looking at your equitation, and that's where the real judging begins. First thing the judge notices, 1, are your heels down? So make sure your heels are down. And if you want some exercises to help you with getting your heels down, take a look up here at the links up here. We've got some exercises, really good exercises for you to do to help get your heels down and wrapped around that horse. Now, I'd like to know, what are some of the exercises you do to help get your heels down? Put them down describe them down in the comments below. What exercises do you do to help get the weight down into your heels? And not really jamming and forcing the weight down in your heels, but around the horse's side and improving your base of support. Now we're going to talk about why having your heels down is so important. It's important to have the weight down into your heel and your heels down because that's a sign of a secure lower leg, and that's really important. Good equitation stems from a good lower leg and a strong base of support. And a strong base of support is your lower leg and your seat. If you don't have a strong lower leg, your heels aren't down. And if you don't have a strong lower leg and a good base of support, then you can't get to your fences properly. It's kind of like the domino effect. If you have a good base of support, your heels are down. And if you have your heels are down, then you have a good base of support and you're going to get to all your jumps. So it's kind of like that circle of life. They're all connected together. You can't have one without the other. So if you want to get noticed in a good way, get to all your jumps. Number 2, leave all the jumps standing. Number 3, have excellent equitation and keep your heels down. If you'd like to hear some of the comments I've made on people's equitation position, take a look at the link up there. And if you'd like to have your own position correction summary done, please send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and send me a couple pictures and you can be featured right here as well. My name is Laura, and thanks very much, and hope to see you again next time. Don't forget to like, give us a thumbs up, and send us a comment. Love to hear from you. Thanks now. Bye-bye.